friends, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's class is going to get deep into the hamstrings, so you might want 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, maybe something of similar size. This could be a book or maybe something like an Amazon package. Just anything that you can put a little bit of weight into and help you to bring the ground closer to your hands. So we're gonna get started in a seated forward fold. You can set the blocks off to the side for right now. To set up for seated forward fold, I want you to put your feet out in front of you. You can keep a nice bend in the knee if you need to, if you're a little bit tighter in the hamstrings, while you start to warm them up. All right. So sitting up nice and tall. Having a nice straight spine. On an inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, I want you to hinge at the hips as far as you can until you can't go anymore, and then allow the spine to round. You can catch the ground next to your legs. You can catch your shins. If you can reach your feet, you can catch your feet. Wherever you are, I want you to flex the toes towards the face. This will engage the back of the legs and help you get deeper into the stretch here. The other work I want you to be doing in this position, I want you to be tilting the pelvic bowl forward, and that will tilt the tailbone up and back. Allowing the neck and shoulders to be relaxed. The head is heavy here. And maybe with each exhale, you can find a little bit more depth in this pose. Few more deep breaths here. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Good. On your next inhale, coming back up through seated. We're gonna make our way to downward facing dog. So to set up for your dog, you can come to your knees, placing your hands on the ground in front of you. Tuck your toes and go ahead and send your hips up and back. Alrighty, so since this is our first dog of the day, I want you to keep a nice bend in your knees. This will allow your tailbone to tilt up towards the ceiling. Gaze is between the thighs, core is engaged. Staying strong in your shoulders here, wrapping the triceps around the arms. Maybe seeing if with each exhale you can start to straighten the knees just a little bit, but still keeping that tilt in the tailbone. If you get the knees straight, but you still have your heels lifted, maybe seeing if with each exhale, again, you can keep the tilt in that tailbone, but allowing the heels to fall a little bit closer to the ground. Feeling a nice deep opening in the back of the legs. few more deep breaths here. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Good, on your next inhale, coming high up onto the tippy toes, look between the hands. Exhale, start to walk forward, meeting me at the top and forward fold. We're gonna hang out here in forward fold for a few breaths, so go ahead and widen the feet just a little bit. You want them hip distance apart. You should be able to make a fist and stick it between your feet, and it should fit perfectly. So allowing the head to hang heavy here. You can shake the head yes and shake the head no. Keeping the weight in the balls and toes, balls of your feet and toes. Allowing the weight to be light on the heels. Maybe keeping a nice bend in the knees. Again, allowing the tailbone to tilt up and back. Maybe you're not as open here and you want to grab those blocks to bring the ground closer to your hands. You are more than welcome to do that if that suits you today. Maybe seeing if with each exhale you can get in just a little bit deeper. Good, a few more deep breaths here. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Good, on your next inhale, come up halfway. You can grab your shins or maybe catching those blocks. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Good, exhale, hands down by your side. So we're gonna set up for pyramid next. Setting up for pyramid, I want you to put your left foot in front slightly, stepping back with the right foot, keeping the right toes on a 45-degree angle. I want you to align your left heel with your right arch, so having heel arch alignment here. Keeping the hip points forward, tucking the tailbone. On an inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips until you can't anymore. And then allowing yourself to bow over that left leg. Maybe you need the blocks here and you can catch them on low, medium, or high, whatever you need for your practice today. I'm gonna keep mine on low. Wherever you fall, maybe you catch the ground. I want you to stay relaxed in the neck and shoulders. Again, you can shake the head yes and shake the head no. Staying strong in both the right back leg and the forward left. And doing the work of tilting your tailbone again here. This will help you get deeper into the left hamstring. Good, a few more deep breaths here. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, come up halfway onto those blocks. You can keep a block here. Maybe you want to place your hand on the ground, but either way, I want you to place your left hand on a block or the ground, keeping the shoulder closed. On an inhale, opening the chest up towards the right side of the room. Exhale, closing the chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 3 more just like that. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Good. You can either come back to the blocks or maybe you set them off to the side. Taking a few more deep breaths here. Good. On your next inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, fold back over. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, step together. Alrighty, so setting up for pyramid on the right side this time, keeping the right foot slightly forward. Taking our left foot back, keeping the left toes on a 45-degree angle. Again, aligning the right heel with the left arch, so having that heel arch alignment, keeping the hip points forward, which is seeming to be a little hard for me today. All right. Tucking the tailbone on an inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips until you can't go any further, and then again allowing yourself to bow over the right leg this time. Releasing any tension in the neck and shoulders. You can shake the head yes and shake the head no, keeping the core engaged, staying engaged in both legs. Again, maybe you catch the blocks. Maybe you're more open on this side and you can go straight into the ground, but wherever you fall, again, just allowing yourself to be relaxed in the neck and shoulders. Good, a few more deep breaths here. Keeping that tilt in the pelvic bowl. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale, come up halfway. Maybe you use a block here, or maybe your hand is on the ground. But keeping your right hand grounded, take the left hand next to your block or your foot, and on an inhale, opening up to the left side of the room. Exhale, close. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close. 3 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And go ahead and bow over that right leg one more time, taking a few more breaths. On your next inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, step together. We're gonna set up for half split next. So to come into half split. Come to your knees. I want you to stack your hips directly above your knees, and then go ahead and take the left leg and put it out in front of you. On an inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips until you can't go any further, and then allowing yourself to melt over the left leg. Keeping the core engaged here. Also keeping that left foot engaged, that will really fire up the hamstrings. Maybe as you start to find some release, you can start to tilt the tailbone up and back. Good. On your next inhale, coming back up on the blocks, bringing your left leg back in. Maybe taking a second to see how you feel different in each side. After the half split, I definitely feel a little bit more open on the left side. So sticking the right leg out in front of you this time. Finding your balance. Again, on an inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Until you can't go any further, and then allowing yourself to bow over that right foot, right leg. Releasing any tension in the neck and shoulders. Keeping the core engaged, keeping that right foot engaged. Maybe with each exhale, you can release a little bit deeper. Good, just a few more. Last breath. Good, inhale, coming back up. Exhale, swinging your leg back. And next we are going to set up for a wide-legged standing forward fold. So meeting me at the top of your mat or space. You want to take the feet just outside of your hips, so not too wide. Tucking the tailbone slightly. On an inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, fold. Again, maybe you keep a nice bend in the knees here, allowing the weight to be in the toes and the balls of the feet. Doing your best to tilt the tailbone towards the ceiling. Letting the head hang heavy. You can shake it yes and shake it no. Keeping the core engaged. few more breaths here. Good, last one, inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, come up onto your fingertips. I want you to take the right toes and point them towards the right side of your mat. This will naturally create a bend in the left knee. And while you're here, I want you to think about taking the right hip back and let's see, back and up, back and up. Keeping the chest squared with the ground here. Core is engaged. Good, one more deep breath here. On your next inhale, coming up slightly, start to come over the right leg. Maybe you catch the ground, maybe you catch your blocks, and on an exhale, bowing over the right leg. Getting deep into the right leg here. Good, on your next inhale, coming up, coming back through the center, allow the toes to come with you so both feet are facing forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold back in, taking a breath to reset here. Good, on your next inhale, coming up halfway. Take the left toes and point them towards the left side of your mat this time. This will create the bend in the right knee. I'm thinking about bringing the left hip up and back and reaching for the floor. Maybe catch your blocks, but doing your best to keep the chest squared towards the ground here. Core is engaged. Good, a few more deep breaths here. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Good, on your next inhale, coming up, rotating over the left leg. Maybe you catch your blocks, maybe you catch the ground. Exhale, bowing over the left leg. Getting deep into the left hamstring. Keeping your core engaged. Last deep breath. Good, on your next inhale, coming back through to center, taking the toes with you. Exhale, folding in one more time. Good, on your next inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ooh. Inhale. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, hands down by your side. Whew. Alrighty, we just have 2 more poses here. So coming back to a seated forward fold, setting up like we did for our very first pose. However, instead of having the feet directly out in front of you, I want you to take them a little bit wider this time, coming just outside of hip distance apart. So again, staying nice and straight in the back. On an inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, fold, falling between the feet. Keeping the toes flexed towards the face. Again, this will keep the back of the legs open. Again, doing your best to tilt the pelvic bowl forward and the tailbone up and back. A few more deep breaths here. Good. On your next inhale, coming back up to seated. We're gonna set up for a wide-legged forward fold. So you can come to the center of your mat and start to set up in straddle. Widening it as much as you can. Keeping the toes flexed towards the face. Again, that'll keep the back of the legs engaged. On an inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Which you'll notice I don't have much depth with, but go as deep as you can. And then allowing the spine to round, folding into this. Again, you want that action of the pelvic bowl tilting forward and the tailbone tilting up and back. You'll see I'm doing little micro bounces. This works for me here, but if that's not comfortable for you, please listen to your body. Stick with it, just a few more breaths. Good, last deep breath. Inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, you can meet me in a seated where we will close out class. Thank you so much for joining me today on this hamstring opener. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Om Shanti, Namaste.